Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about dividing fractions and units in the context of word problems. So let's get started. Generally, whenever I have a word problem, I always want to make sure that I work in 4 parts. The first part is, what is the question? The second part is, what information am I using? The third part is my plan. And the fourth part is my solution, the work that I'm going to do in order to solve my problem. So let's take a look at this word problem. It says a sub shop sold sandwiches that were 1/5 of a foot long. If you were to cut the sandwich into 8 equal pieces, what fraction of a foot would each piece be? Well, first and foremost, what is the question asking? I'm going to go back into my text, and it looks like, what fraction of a foot would each piece be? So I'm going to write that down. What fraction would each piece be? Now, information. What information am I using? Well, generally information that I use comes in the form of numbers. I have 2 numbers here, but not only am I going to look at the numbers, but I'm going to pay attention to what the numbers represent. The numbers are 1/5 of a foot long and 3 equal pieces. So I'm going to record that inside my information. 1/5 of a foot long and 3 pieces. All right, so again, what's my question asking? Because now it's time for me to make a plan. My question's asking, if you were to cut the sandwich into 3 pieces, what fraction of a foot would each piece be? So that leads me to want to draw a model. I have a sandwich. Looking good. I have a sandwich and it is 1/5 of a foot long. And they want to divide my sandwich into 3 pieces. Oh, did you hear what I just said? I said divide. Well, what does that tell you that I have to do here? I have to take my 1/5 and I have to divide it. Sorry, I'm going to switch my marker again. I'm going to take my 1/5 of a foot and I'm going to divide it into 3 pieces. That is my plan, and that's how I'm going to solve this. So I'm actually going to come over here because that's a tiny box. I'm gonna move to a larger piece of paper, and I'm going to do this the correct way. So I've got 1/5 divided by 3, and you know when we divide fractions, we keep, switch, and flip. Those are our 3 that we want to make sure we do. We keep, switch, and flip. So that means I keep my 1/5. I switch my sign from division to multiplication, and now I feel, oh, wait a second. I've got a unit here, so I need to make this into a unit fraction, 3/1. Now, again, I keep, I switch, and now I flip. So my 3/1 becomes 1/3. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply on through. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 3 is 15. And that's the answer to my question. Oops, there we go. The question is, if you were to cut the sandwich into 3 equal pieces, what fraction of a foot would each piece be? And the answer is, it is 1/15 of a foot. Don't forget to include that unit in there because you definitely want to identify what unit you're answering in. Let's try another word problem. This one says, a store has 3 boxes of video games. How many days would it take to sell all the games if each day they sold 1/5 of a box? So again, I am gonna split my page. Remember, I have 4 steps here. My question, what question is the problem asking? What information am I gonna use? What's my plan? And how will I solve this? So I've got my 4 pieces here now. Let's go back into the question. How many days would it take to sell all the games if each day they sold 1/5 of a box? So we're looking for how many days. What information do I need to use? Remember, the information that I use is going to be numbers with a unit. So I've got 3 boxes here, and I also have 1/5 of a box each day. And so that means, let's take a look at my plan. Somehow I am going to have to create a picture so that I can visualize this problem. So I have 3 boxes, right? So I'm gonna draw 3 boxes. And they want to sell 1/5 of the box each day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what am I doing? I'm taking 3 and I'm splitting them up into 1/5 pieces. Splitting up is, you and I know, a clue word for division. So we are going to divide 3 by 1/5. So let's stick that over here. 3 divided by 1/5. Now this space is kind of small, so I'm going to move over here to a larger piece of paper. And we're going to write down our rules for dividing fractions again. We want to keep, switch, and flip. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So, oh, hold on a second. Look, I've got a unit here. I need to turn that into a fraction first. So we keep our first fraction, we switch our sign, and we flip our second fraction. Now it's time for us to multiply on through. 3 times 5 is 15. 1 times 1 is 1. And this being an improper fraction, we're just going to turn that back into a whole number. And so our answer is 15. Let's take a look back at our question and see if that answers it appropriately. We also have to find out what unit we're measuring in. Let's take a look. We have, how many days would it take to sell all the games if each day they sold 1/5 of a box? So our question is how many days, and the answer that we got is 15 days. Does that fit? That seems reasonable to me. All right, guys, take a look at the problems that I shared with you. Good luck, work hard, have fun, and I'll be checking in with you soon. Bye-bye.